So I look like crap, sorry. It's been a long day. But guess who got home from the vet? Somebody's been there for 2 days. Somebody decided to get a random fever all of a sudden out of nowhere and scare me half to death. So, yeah. And it's been an adventure for the last couple days. But no, baby's doing so much better. Yes, he is. Well, babies. But he is very tired. We got home, and he jumped on bed, and he jumped on me, and this is where he's been. So I've been deciding which kitten am I going to keep, and I think it's going to be this one. Because now we're like trauma bonded. That'll do it. So, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love the girl cats, the 3 girl cats, but they're a lot more sassy and independent. You know, the boys are titty babies. Both the boys are just giant titty babies. Oh, yeah, he's a baby. So, yeah, he's a little sweetie pie. I wonder if he did this with the text and stuff while he was there. But he was a little cuddle bug. He's a little cuddle muffin. He's the sweetest baby. Yeah. Yeah, I love him so much. Yeah. But yeah, if you've ever seen Terms of Endearment, that scene where Shirley MacLaine is screaming at the nurses and staff about her baby and her baby's in pain. Yeah, that was me getting this one home. Yeah, ain't nobody fucking with my cat. So, yes, my little babies. I love him. I just want him to be healthy. But yeah, he had 104.5 degree fever at the vet the other day. So he's been there the last 2 days. And he has to go back in like 3 days. And they checked him for everything. Everything came back negative. They don't know why he got the fever. So they give him fluids, and he's on antibiotics right now. I don't know if it's maybe it's probably just like a little kitty flu or something, little kitty virus. But yeah, I mean, he's not having lung problems. He's not having breathing problems. You know, he's just got a fever. And he's tired all the time. So I guess we'll see. My poor little baby. And he smells like vet, so all the other cats are like puffed up. They smell him, they hiss and puff up. Because he smells like the vet. But I got some extra cardboard carriers because we're getting ready to take all 6 of them at the same time to get spayed and neutered. And he's already vaccinated, so that's good. But we had to take all 6 of them at the same time to get spayed and neutered, and I'm not buying 6 cat carriers. So I got some cardboard carriers, a couple of those, so we can transport all of them at the same time. Much easier. So, because we are going to get one more cat carrier, but that'll give us 2. But I'm not getting more than that. That's crazy. So, but yeah, they went ahead and vaccinated him for everything. Gave him all his vaccines. So we got that out of the way at least. And he seemed a lot better. He seems a lot better. Yeah, he's out. He's a mommy. Well, they're my grandkittens. So, but for simplicity's sake, yeah, he's a mommy baby. He loves laying on me. This is Moonshine. This is Moon, or AKA Method Man. So yeah, he's giving me quite the scare. But we got him taken care of. He's feeling better. Yeah, poor baby. Yeah, poor baby. But yeah, the 3 girls, I love them, and they're sweet and they're fun, but they're a lot more aloof. Sunshine's the friendliest by far, the most cuddly. But the boys, they're way more cuddly. They're way more interested in us. The girls, I think they'll be a lot better, you know, with like being a single cat with a person. You know what I mean? Like, I think each one of the girls, I mean, unless they get adopted together, which I think that'll be fine too, but if they all three got adopted by themselves, and, you know, they were the only cat, you know, say with like a college age girl or, you know, something like that, I think they'll be fine. Or you never know, somebody might adopt all three. And that'll be fine too. They all get along. But we're going to keep Moon and Cloud and put the three girls up for adoption. I already have a female cat. I have Boo, his mom, who he looks just like. And, you know, poor baby. He's out. And he is passed out. And of course he shit in his carrier on the way back. He had a fucking panic attack. And then he shit in his carrier. And I was just like, you know, like he just turned around and started shitting. I was like, no. And the stress of it all, I think, caused an anxiety shit. But sometimes if you get really anxious and stuff, it'll make you poop. But yeah, like, I was being offered, not fully offered yet, but like I had gotten really far in the process of being hired by the city here for their customer service. And you know, their animal shelter wanted me to do like an extensive volunteering with their foster program and everything. But with how everybody's always treated me here, and then with how they treated me today, because something was off, something was weird. And with how I'm just going to go do the temp job manufacturing. If I get hired on full time there, that's fine. But I'm trying to be out of here within the next 6 months to a year. I just don't see this place being permanent. I don't think I'm ever going to be calling it home. You know, I mean, I had to change my license here because my license expired. If it hadn't expired, I would have never changed it, you know. So I do have to go back to work. I just don't want to get involved in a real workplace and, you know, a place where, you know, you should be staying like a good 2 to 5 years. You know what I mean? Whereas like a manufacturing job, if I only stayed like 6 months or a year, it's not the end of the world, you know? It's just to pay the bills and all the rest of it. Hey, baby. Poor baby. He's not feeling too good. But yeah, I am not, I'm not very happy. So I went ahead and turned down those opportunities. If that's all the more that this place has to show me, and with all the rest of their bullshit, that it's all clearly bullshit. I don't see how it works. I don't see how it works long term. I don't see how it works for years. I just don't see how it works. I'm just not interested in having roots here or having a whole lot of deep connections here. I'm just not. I can see why my ex-husband liked it. I mean, this place is ghetto trash or white trash. It's one or the other. So I can see why he liked it and was here for a while. I think he was here for a few years. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's still here or if he left for Utah. You know, I don't know if he's lying or, you know, about what. So Maybe he's in Utah. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. But for the last 4 years almost, I have been living here off and on because of my ex-husband and my kid, and all the crazy, especially after the restraining order went into place. But it looks like he left and went to Utah. And I just found out about that recently, and it looks like he left some time ago. So there was no point in me coming back here at all anyways. So, I mean, there's literally nothing here for me. And am I moving to Utah? No. I used to live in Utah with the Air Force. And don't get me wrong, where I lived in Utah was really pretty. It is really pretty there. But I have no desire to move back there. I'm not interested. I don't need to be in Mormon hell. I did tell him, though, if he tries to make my son be a Mormon, I will take him to court about that. That's a hard pass. I will shove every lawyer I know up his ass and have him shut down. So I'm not having a Mormon freak nut job of a kid. That's a hard pass. And I know the type of lawyers that can shut him down real fast, and he can't do anything about it. So I'm just not having the Mormon freak show in my kid's life. He's had enough trauma and enough bullshit in his life. He's not having Mormon freaks and to add on top of it. So that's not how that goes. Oh, no. I already told him. I was like, I will make peace with the lawyers I'm angry at, because I've worked for some extremely highly powerful lawyers with a lot of connections. I don't say their names. I'm not a name dropper like that. But I will ram them straight up his ass. And it's not for me, it's for the kid. I don't need my kid warped by Mormonism, and I know the lawyers agree. So, yeah, there's no way in hell. So, because I was raised, my mom was the director of preschool at our church for years. I grew up in church up until I was about 15, 16 years old. I went to church every week, went to church every Sunday, went to Bible study every Wednesday, my whole entire life, and up until that age. And, I studied the Bible many times. My mom was the small children's minister. She was the director of preschool at the church, and a preschool teacher for years. And, yeah, I mean, I grew up in church. And I'm a non-denominational Christian. And I told him, and it will come down to this. I'm the one with the theological and religious background, and the heavy one. I mean, my mom was a fucking children's minister, for fuck's sake. And, I told him it will come down to that. And he has no religious background. And he's not taking out his midlife religious existential crisis out on a 15-year-old. And if, the kid wants to go to church so bad, he can go to a non-denominational church. I will shove lawyers up his ass, because I will make the religious calls. I'm not particularly religious, but, if my kid is religious, or if he's having some sort of something going on, that's fine, but he has to be in a non-denominational church. And that's that. That's the end of that. That is how I feel. And, the feelings are based on facts. Joe didn't grow up in church. Joe and I never went to church while we were married. I highly doubt he was going to church much. And he is not doing it, but he is not like having a 180, like, I'm 40s, what does it all mean, existential blah blah blah, on a 15-year-old. He can do whatever he wants, if that's what he needs to do with his life, fine, but he can't project that onto our kid. It's the one thing in court I will fight him about. I will fight him and fight him and fight him. He can't be Pentecostal, excuse me, not Protestant. Non-denominational is Protestant. He can't be Pentecostal. He can't be evangelical. He can't be Mormon. He can't be any of those, like, hyper extreme sects. That sounds like sex, but sects. SECTS, sects. I can't say that word right. It's not sex, it's sex. It just doesn't come out right. But it's SETES. It's a sect. But when I try to say it plurally, it comes out wrong. But he he can't go into any of those into an extreme sect of religious Christianity bullshit. I can't do it. No, I won't have it. I grew up in a very middle of the road church, very calm, very, very calm ministry, and very, it was a loving, welcoming church, like every Wednesday we would have Bible study, and then we would have a big church dinner, and everybody would contribute and cook in the church kitchen, and it was nice. And we always had breakfast on Sundays. Either we had a big breakfast like once a month, and then there was always like donuts and coffee and things like that, orange juice for kids, and we just had a nice church. And we went to the youth Bible study, or the youth ministry first, and then we could either go downstairs and listen to the teen ministry or the youth ministry, children's church, or we could go upstairs and listen to the adult ministry. Which half the time, I was upstairs with my mom, and I was baptized in that church. I was baptized with my sister in that church, and all that. And even though I'm not religious anymore, if my son wants to go to church, that's the kind of church he has to go to. So, Joe has no dog in that fight. And, his family, his intermediate family is not religious. They've never been churchgoers. And not really, occasionally, but they're not church people, and that's fine. I don't judge that. I'm not a church person myself anymore, but I was raised that way. And absolutely, he cannot just go to anything just because Joe's having a fucking midlife crisis. That's not how that works. That stuff is very serious. And, because 5 years from now, the midlife crisis is over, and you stop going, and then you put everybody through a bunch of crazy bullshit hell for nothing. And non-denominational is just that. It's not evangelical, it's not Pentecostal, it's not Baptist, it's not Catholic, it's not anything. It's just church. You just go, and the minister preaches the Bible. And my particular minister was very calm. He was a very smart, calm man, and he was very soft-spoken. And, we sang hymns, and, it was just a very, very calm, quiet, relaxed church. And, and it was a very tight-knit community. So that's where I'm at with it. But, Yeah, my poor little babies. My little baby moo moo, my little baby. Oh, poor guy. I'm wore out. It's been all day. It's been all weekend, really. Yeah. He's looking a lot better, though. Yes, aren't you, little baby? He's like, just let me sleep, bitch. Yeah. So I'm gonna get off here. But yeah, he had 104.5 temperature on Friday. So they got his temperature down. He's doing a lot better. He's kind of been up and down, they said. He's kind of been like up, down, in terms of feeding and eating and temperature and how he's feeling. But I'm hoping, he feels even that much better in the next few days. So, yeah, poor baby. This is the one that climbs curtains, by the way. And this is, he's down. So, yeah, he's so brave. He's my brave boy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have the 3 girls adopted out. I just think they'll do better. I think the boys will do better here and the girls will be better adopted out. But yeah, after today, what I saw today, and trust me, I saw it. No way. I'm not working for the city here. I'm not volunteering for the city here. I'm not putting more into this community than I have to after what happened today. Ain't no way. I'm done. So if that's all the more they have to show me, and a sick little baby kitten that did nothing to nobody, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. It's over. So I'm just gonna go back to manufacturing for the next 6 months to a year, save up my money, and then I have an area in mind that I think will, fit my mindset, my mentality, my lifestyle a lot better than this place does. And don't get me wrong, there's things about this place I like, and I really considered, maybe work for the city, maybe stay for a few years and put down a root or two and, really bang it out. And because I love the beach, I love the ocean, and Florida ocean vibes, it is a nice vibe. But it's just, and the beach side is okay, but I don't live on beachside. I used to. But I used to work over beachside. I used to live over beachside. And like I said, it's either crazy Florida man white trash coming in to fuck around with my life, or crazy ghetto black trash coming in to fuck around with my life. And I'm just sick of it. That's what this place is. It's one or the other usually. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get that job this week. And no, that was the last nail in the coffin. Like, I would not. And what's worse is, like, I've been really trying to, like, give this place a chance, and it never ceases to fail. It fall flat on its face and fail. I'm done. I'm done. I'm just so sick of telling people, making myself clear that I'm done with all their bullshit, and get out of my life and leave me alone. Like, what is so hard to figure that out about that? Like, how is that so complicated? Get a life, get out of my life, and fuck off, and don't come back. For real. I'm not joking. I'm not playing hard to get or any of the rest of it. Fuck off and don't fucking come back. Do not fucking come back. Get a life and go away. But yeah, hopefully I can get that manufacturing job this week and start by this weekend or the next week. And You know, just put my shoulder to the grindstone. I prefer manufacturing over warehouse work. I hate warehouse work. It's because, like, manufacturing plant, they'll let me listen to my earbuds and my phone while I'm working, and I don't have to worry about a bunch of bullshit. So, oh, I hear his mommy. Oh, he hears his mommy. Yeah. Okay, let me go get her. Let me go get your mama. Yeah. Go get mama. All right, guys, we're out. Yeah, let's go get mama. I hear her crying.